I'm multi-streaming both on YouTube and on Twitch. Okay, so let's get right to it. Today, nah, that's how God does it. I ain't doing that. So, what is the point of your life? Wait, like, as you dey alive now, what you they do? Because sometimes if we don't allow ourselves to consider why we do certain things, we will not get to the point where we allow ourselves do those things despite what happens to us. So if a circumstance can change why you do what you do, it means that your why or your reason for doing those things were never firm in the first place. And if that continues to be the fact, you will always start and stop, and you never do anything that fulfills you in life. Today I want to talk about why just surviving is dangerous. Like, really, really dangerous. So let's begin. No, it's about Dora. I know this straight too. Welcome to Elshaddialogue. So today I'll talk about the idea of survival. Every living thing is kind of programmed to survive, and we are programmed to survive this way by God because the continuation of our species is necessary. Because I don't know, we're programmed to survive. Everything you do in your life, like you crying when someone beats you, you slapping your leg when mosquito bites you for night, you shouting when someone hits you, you reacting in certain ways. Sometimes when people are even unconsciously manipulative, they are doing that in an unconscious attempt to survive. So our body is kind of programmed to survival. That's why sometimes when person vex you, or when arm robber they chase you for road, you will get like an energy will just flow through your body. Your adrenaline glands will just spike up. You start doing crazy things because that adrenaline gland has been programmed into your body to activate when you need to survive. So survival is something that has been ingrained into us so much, especially as Nigerians. In Nigeria, the idea, as Lagosians, like Lagos is not Nigeria, Nigeria is not Lagos, but because of Lagos is Lagos. Once people say Lagos, hustle culture, because it has been programmed in our minds that you have to survive. Nigerians take that to another level. Like, they're ready to step on their brothers and do things they shouldn't do because they want to survive. I know there's corruption everywhere. There's corruption in America, corruption in Nigeria, but like, this is the one I'm experiencing as per Nigeria boy. Normal. So back to the gist. So survival is necessary. Survival is part of what makes us human beings. Survival is what allowed us to survive. That's why the idea of coping mechanism makes sense. A coping mechanism is a way you consciously or unconsciously grow to create a way to survive your current environment. Every child, when they are born, like, if most likely childs that have parents that are very, very loud or very, very in their face, they always end up to be very quiet children or very, very aggressive children. So they develop a coping mechanism before they even know what is coping mechanism. They develop a way to survive in that environment as they are growing up. For example, there are children that or there are people that in their, like, as they are old now, they are very, very reserved. They're very emotionally distant. They detach themselves from emotions and from the world, not because they don't want to relate with you, but because they grow up in a family where whenever they allow themselves to love or to love someone or to be loved by someone, it ends up with that family member making them feel like as if they have to pay back the love they are being given. You get? It's not an unconditional space where they love you no matter what you do. It's a space where, as they are showing you love, you have to do well in school. As they are showing you love, you have to clean the house. As they are showing you love, you have to contribute. It's good to contribute to a home, but like when it is put in that way where you have to give something back to get something back, as a child, you unconsciously see in your mind that, okay, when people give me things is bad, and you start rejecting. You hate asking questions. You hate being yourself. You hate allowing yourself to be the person you want to be or God wants you to be, because that coping mechanism was, because as you're growing up, you develop that mechanism to survive. Coping mechanisms are survival blueprints that our bodies naturally develop to survive in whatever environment we're born into. Some people, they are very loud. They're not loud because they like to make noise. They're loud because they grew up in an environment where they never felt like they were listened to. They felt like every time they talk, no one listen to me, or they're only children. So they need to be loud. They need to make noise so that they will be noticed. So it's an unconscious coping mechanism. There's a guy named Gabor Mate. I want to get one of his books. I've not been able to get one of his books yet. He said that Donald Trump, the reason why Donald Trump is like that is because he grew up in a family where love was paid for. Or like the way he put it as an interview, him and that guy that was a monk for like 3 years, and now he's now doing social media. The guy spoke about why Donald Trump is like behaves the way he behaves, right? I'm not against Donald Trump, neither am I not. He's in America, I'm in Nigeria. I care much. I care as much as about him as I care about a beggar on the road. Like I care about him. Like I love everybody. I love, like, no hate against beggars. I love you, everybody. Even hallelujah. But my point is that I don't have anything personal with him. So, like, what I'm trying to say is that, like, coping mechanisms are developed. You are not born with them. When you were born, before you knew who you were, you lost who you were. And I say this because many a times we grow into things that we are not meant to be because we try to protect ourselves from the world's evil unconsciously. Now, I'm not saying this to justify anybody's bad behavior or bad character. That's not my business, right? I came to speak about the idea of survival. Now, Matthew 16:25, it says, "For whoever would save his life would lose it, but whoever loses his life for my sake will save it." So what comes to my head when I think of that is that, what's the value of your life? Why do you value your life so much that you want to save it? Do you get? People die every day, but people still fear death. People live every day, but people still, they don't understand how to cherish life, right? So the paradox now comes like in the face of the rich fool, the parable of the rich fool. So the parable of the rich fool is such that like in Luke 12:16-21. I think I want to read it. Should I read it? I don't know. You guys know the parable of the rich fool now. Yeah. So the parable of the rich fool, in summary, basically states that God told the parable. Jesus, God, same thing. God told the parable where he spoke about a rich fool, where the man said that I don't make money, I don't hammer, I don't make money like mad. Now my harvest is making more money. Let me break down the barns I have and make more barns to store more of the money or store more of the yield I have. So that time yield and like farm, all those are like they represent economic interest. So if I have lots of yield on my field, it means I'm very, very rich. It means that I can have money, I can buy, I can trade by barter. I'm basically a billionaire. Do you get? But he said that my barns are getting full. I'm still having a good yield. Let me break down my barns, put more yield, build a bigger barn and put more yield so that I can stay merry and live the rest of my life and lavish and have fun. All of you that want to, after you make money, you go to one island and stay alone. This is for you. And enjoy your money, right? So if you're someone that wants to walk with God or walks with God, I think there's a necessary understanding that you have to have that will help you guide your movements on a daily basis. I think the rich fool, the problem is that he said that, let me make more barns so I can live merry my whole life. And God said that night I will demand of you your life. So I feel like coming back to the point of what's the point of your life, right? I think God demanded his life at the point where he wanted to stop doing anything. How do I put this? So from another angle, right? The idea of value is rarity. The reason why something has value is not because it has any inherent value. As human beings, it is the value we give to things that gives that thing value. So the idea of rarity gives things value. Like why being wise is sought after, why being smart sought after, is because most people are foolish, right? If everybody was wise, wisdom will not have value. And if few people were foolish, there will be classes to teach people how to be more foolish, because the idea of value is not the fact that the thing is valuable. The idea of value is the fact that the thing is rare. So when something is rare, it's hard to find, it's not easy to get. So because of how difficult it is to get that thing automatically now has value. So value is the idea of rarity. So the idea of value is the fact that that particular thing is rare. So my point is that we perceive things that are rare as valuable. So the reason why we perceive our lives as valuable most of the time is because we genuinely believe our life is something that we have to hold on to. We believe that our lives are finite, small, empty, and meaningless in the universe. Like the whole propaganda or the whole belief that is spread, that you genuinely believe that you're just one small insect in the whole universe, and like you don't matter. And so like that idea, that propaganda, that feeling of emptiness, right? That feeling is the reason why you are the way you are today. Because as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. So it's because you think you are small and insignificant, that is why you are small and you are insignificant. So I'm not saying that to belittle you. I'm making you see that the way you frame your mind in what you believe and what you choose to believe is the reality that presents itself to you. Reality in itself is not real, because reality to a person is defined as what the person sees as reality. So reality at the most is limited. If you say all men are scum, the truth is that there are people that have good husbands. If you say all men cheat, there are people that have wives don't cheat on them. If you say Nigeria, but there are people that enjoy Nigeria. But like I went to Alibaba's concert recently. One table is 2 million. Somebody bought 4 tables, right? One person you get, and person is not stealing any money, right? So your reality is defined by the thing that you want your reality to be. So at the very least, or at the very most, it's easy to understand why we believe our reality. But honestly, our reality changes because of the idea of reality, basically. So I think my point, or where I'm coming, right, or where I'm bringing you back to, is the idea of survival. Why do we want to survive? Like, why are you holding on to your life so much that you feel the need to? If you only think of surviving, you will never thrive. If you only think of survival, you never achieve what God has for you. If you only think of survival, you never allow yourself to breathe and be in a space where the thing that you have been destined to do, the thing that God has put on this earth to do, will come to you. Instead, you will limit your ability to access the realities that God has for you. And due to that, you never move forward in life. You never achieve what God wants you to achieve. You never change the world for Christ, and you never do what you need to do. So in order to remove all those never have I evers, you have to come into the ever have I evers. You have to allow yourself be in this space where you understand. Okay, let me read this. Psalm 6 verse 6 to 7, right? I am weary with groaning. All nights I am weary with moaning. Every night I flood my bed with tears. I drench my mouth. I dread the couch with weeping. My eyes waste away because of grief. It grows weak because of all my foes. So this thing I read, it has no deep meaning. There's nothing deep inside it, I promise you. What I read, it kind of accentuates, or it kind of brings to reality how I felt in my life, right? I felt like as if I've kind of always lost. Like, so like I'm trying to make you see that if you value your life so much so that all you think of is survival, you will lose your life. And the reason why, to a very large extent, you have not gotten where you want to get to in life, the reason why you have not allowed yourself be in the space or in the mindset where you want to be in life, is because you are only thinking of survival. You are thinking of eating, you're thinking of making money. It's okay to make money, and there are people that they have no choice to this. But you that are watching this video now, God has put in a space where you don't have to think of survival and hustle. You are in a space where you are allowed to breathe, to think of something beyond survival, which is thriving, which is living a life beyond what you think is possible. And I believe that the message or the Elshaddialogue today, God has brought me to a place where I can speak to you and speak emphatically to you and tell you that the reason why everything you want in life seems here and you are here is because you are still trying to survive. You are chasing what is chasing you, right? The Bible says goodness and mercy shall follow you all the days of your life. The Bible didn't say goodness and mercy shall be before you to be pursued. It means that goodness and mercy is looking for you, but it cannot find you because you are looking for it. Like goodness and mercy is in Lagos. Oh, goodness and mercy is in the Ekiti State. You now went to Lagos to find business opportunity. Then when you go to Lagos, right, by the time goodness and mercy is getting to Lagos, come and find you, you have moved to America. By the time you goes to America after 5 years, you have moved to Canada, right? So the idea that the grass is greener on the other side is a lie. And the idea that you have to chase after your dreams, the idea you have to chase your dreams is a lie. You don't have to chase your dreams. When all these internet gurus are saying you have to chase your dreams, what they are saying is that you have to position for your dreams. So there's a position, there's a mental and physical position, there's a physical location as well you need to take in order for your dreams to find you. You get, blessings are not in front of you to be chased. Blessings chase you. They are positioned. They are meant to find a version of you that you are not yet, because you keep on chasing after it. You are chasing what is chasing for you. What is chasing you? You are meant to stay in one place, and goodness and mercy are meant to follow you. That's what the Bible said. Goodness and mercy shall follow you all the days of your life. Not one day, not 2 days. Every day, goodness and mercy is meant to follow you and chase you for all the days of your life. Anytime goodness and mercy is not following you, right, it is because you have forgotten what it means to be human. Now, the Bible says in the book of Matthew 7 that, look at the lilies. They do not toil. They do not have business plans. They do not work at night, but God feeds them. Look at the birds of the air. They don't have websites. They don't have content strategies. They don't have business plans. They don't plan. They don't wake up next morning, right? But your Father Lord provides for them. So if God can provide for the birds of the air and the flower lilies of the valley, which are today here and tomorrow tossed into the fire, how much more you? It's because the birds know what it means to be birds. The flowers know what it means to be flowers. But what does it mean to be human? What does it mean to sit in your humanity and be the person that you are brought into this earth to be? It's because you live that and you are chasing after what is chasing you. That is why you get lost and confused in life. I genuinely believe that the reason why you have not allowed yourself to come into that reality, that truth, that mental state and physical state where you produce at a high level, where without killing yourself. Interestingly, is it Machiavelli that said it? I think it's Machiavelli. Machiavelli said that any man who does not have 2/3 of his day to himself is a slave. It means that all of you that chase productivity, if you measure your value by productivity, you are a slave. It means that you are measuring the worth of your life by how much you work or how much you produce. Do you understand? Because the people that are rich and wealthy in this world, they don't work as much as you. You that are working hard, you are people. Do you know? Like, do you get what I'm saying? I'm not trying to be mean, but sometimes you have to say things in a rash way in order to create a reflective sense or reflective space in your heart. The truth is that the people that are richest in the world, they don't work the least. They don't work the most. They work the least most times. So if your brain is in the space where you allow your value to be measured by how productive you are a slave. That means there's no other intrinsic value you have for yourself except when you produce, when you do well in school, when you make money, when you do this, when you do that. So at any point in time when you are doing that, you don't value yourself anymore. And that is sad. And that is not sad because of the fact that you are producing. It's sad because if you do that, you will achieve everything you want to achieve in this life. And after you have finished achieving everything, you regret it. You will still be poor. Because I believe God is taking you to the place where you can let go of the idea of survival. You can allow yourself be free from the idea that I have to survive. Because the more you hold on to your life, the more you lose it. And the more you let your